Welcome everyone. So, welcome State Member Rob Stokes, who's hiding over there. Welcome Rob, another big contributor. Round of applause for our state government. Thank you. Former long-term serving Pittwater councillors, now Northern Beaches councillor Alex McTaggart and Chloe Ferguson, thank you so much for joining us here today. Must be really cool to see this happening. We have Phil Ayres, CEO of Surf Lifesaving New South Wales, joining us. We have Mona Vale Surf Lifesaving President Paula, Tocquer here, life members Alan Mason, Chris Boss, Rhonda Lysette, and the club's oldest member is allegedly supposed to be here but might not be here. Is that right? MIA, missing in action. There you go. Thanks, Prez. Anyone seen the clubhouse? You see someone wandering down there, grab him. And make sure I'm on track here, sticking in my notes as I was told to. But he's been a member since 1949. That's pretty awesome, right? 70 plus years. Well done. Round of applause. And we have today also a current nipper, 9-year-old Abigail Kenby. Is that you, young lady? Welcome. You'll be apparently putting your hands in a cast later on, is that right? It's going to be here? That's pretty awesome. And if we can't find our 70-year-old member, well, we'll have to get Rob to do it instead.
No, we got
Oh, we'll get something else, right. Good on you. Special mention for Bryce Munro, who I don't think's here, who's been an integral part working with council on this project. Council laws, he's been in my ear, he's been the CEO's ear, he's probably been in all your ears as well. So thank you, Bryce, wherever you are, mate. Much appreciated. Also, committee member Andrew Heoff, who's also happens to be an architect and worked alongside Bryce to ensure the new building meets the needs of all its members. The architects from Warren and Mahoney Architects responsible for the design, Sven Ullman, Tom Vanderberg, Rodrigo, Castro, Penova, and obviously the Northern Beaches Council's building assets, the design team and the projects team, the deliveries. Thank you so much and welcome to you all here. Today is the start of the new chapter in the Surf Lifesaving Club history of Mona Vale. It is, I'm sure you'll agree, very exciting and bloody long overdue, just quietly. It's going to bring a whole new lease of life to this area and this facility. Now there's been a fair few challenges to get the project underway, as many of you know, but it's through the determination of so many, including the members of the club in particular, but the council and our local MP, that we are standing here now to celebrate the start of construction of this amazing new facility which will serve the club and the wider community. And that's really important. It's about the wider community, not just the Surf Club, but the wider community. So thank you so much, and to all you committee members here who've worked on it, and to Rob Stokes and our staff, just seriously a big round of applause for all of you. It's a big deal. It has been great watching the Surf Club videos on Facebook every day, watching it get pulled down, so I think we've all been exciting. Who's responsible for those Facebook videos? Thank you. They've been awesome. but I hope those memories do live on, but that was great watching that come down every day, so well done you. But it's time for new memories to be made, as we all know. So the community facility will now have a brand new purpose-built clubhouse, which is awesome. It'll have nipper facilities, storage for the local board riders even, function space, first aid room, family change facilities, improved accessibility, everyone's favourite cafe and restaurant, and uses lots of natural materials in its design, which is great too. But it's also got a particular focus on minimising its environmental impacts within the use of solar panels and recycling rainwater. So well done to the teams for that. It's also going to meet the many needs of the club now, but also into the future, but keeping us community safe. And that's what the Surf Club's always been about, is keeping our community and its visitors safe. So it's now going to be purpose-built for that, which we're really proud of. Now, it's been predominantly used by the Surf Club and its 1,300 members and council lifeguards. I don't think they're council lifeguards, they're contract lifeguards, aren't they, from memory?
This is Pittwater. Where we protect.
How did you know I picked it up, mate? That's what I said, I picked it up. It's contract lifeguards. Surf Lifesaving. So yeah, and it will be a great new facility for the wider community, as I said before, for many, many years to come. It's a great example of what can be achieved when communities and our local clubs, local and state government in particular, working so closely together. So thank you, as I said before, in particular to the members of the Mona Vale Surf Lifesaving for your professionalism, for your vision and your commitment to building a facility not only for your club and for your club members, but for our community. It's a big deal and I can't thank you enough for that. And thanks to the staff for giving their time over and above. It's a big deal. We're looking forward to this being one of the best surf clubs, if not the best, on the northern beaches.
Thanks, ladies and gentlemen. Look, there are so many people to acknowledge, and I will take the time to do those acknowledgements. Obviously, to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on which we celebrate today, but also to acknowledge the life members and members of Mona Vale Surf Lifesaving Club, and recognise the enormous heritage of this place and the thousands and thousands of lifesavers who have served here, who have served our community from a collection of buildings, motley buildings on this landscape for what, almost 100 years. And I'll have a bit more to say about that in a moment. I wanted to thank Mayor Michael Regan for his advocacy and for the huge investment that Council's making into this community facility, as well as Pittwater Ward councillors Kylie Ferguson and Alex McTaggart, who are also really strongly supporting our local community and this local club that services such an important part of the local community, but also being at the end of Mona Vale Road. Obviously, this is a regionally significant beach for the broader community, which is why this build is so important. I want to recognise a couple of people from the council as well, specifically, who have really gone the extra mile to be directly involved in this build. General Manager, CEO, pardon me, Ray Brownlee, I wanted to recognise because he's been very hands-on in this project, as well as Campbell Pfeiffer. I'm not sure if Campbell's here today, but has had a huge role to play, and the council team who have worked so assiduously on what is a very complex building site. I also wanted to acknowledge a few of the people involved with the Surf Lifesaving Club who have been part of this journey for a long time. Alan Mason, who many years ago now sort of put together a subcommittee of the club to work toward what was the future for a building that we knew was falling apart steadily. To John Dibbs, Dibby, for your work as well in leading that conversation, as well as Andrew Korth. We're so lucky to have one of the world's great architects, and with a surname like Yorth, you've just got to be an architect. But truly, he's done some amazing work, including Avalon Library, Mona Vale Library, so a really great public facilities architect who's been able to guide us through this process, as well as Ralph Stenell, who's not here today, but has had a lot to do with this build. Also, it would be remiss of me, and certainly the Mayor has already named Bryce Munro, sorry to say this, but the unofficial Mayor of Mona Vale. If there was such one of the world's great gentlemen, also one of the world's least politically correct people. But you know, a true gentleman who has put his heart and soul into this project as well. I've seen Dave and Paula, you know, incredible leaders with the club as well, who have worked so hard to bring this day to reality. I wanted to also sing out to Kane. Thanks for all the work you've built us an ambulance station down at Mona Vale Hospital. You're building a surf club here at Mona Vale, so we're keeping you very busy, but thank you for the work you're doing for our community. And just in conclusion, Mona Vale Surf Club's been here since 1922, but that wasn't actually the first time there was a surf club here. It wasn't formed officially, but there was actually there were patrollers patrolling this beach before World War I. There were patrollers on Newport Beach. The club actually dates back to, I think, 1909 in Newport. There were 16 members and 12 came back from the First World War. So they lost a quarter of their membership. Mona Vale, the club fell apart because they didn't come back. So this is a proud legacy. This is a sacred spot. There have been, you know, that is at the core of what the surf lifesaving movement is all about. It's about vigilance, it's about service, it's about putting yourself in harm's way. There are plenty of stories with this club where, you know, professional, and I use that point that word quite deliberately. They're volunteers, but that doesn't mean they're not professional. Professional volunteer lifesavers have risked their lives to save people on what can be a very treacherous bit of sand here, and this club facility will mean that those professional volunteers, as well as the council lifeguards during the week, not weekends, can also provide those rescue services to keep our community safe, and of course all the other things at an ancillary level that these facilities can provide, but the heart of which will continue to be our surf club here at Mona Vale. So to everyone who's been involved, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I stand here horribly conflicted, being a member of the club since 1991, but genuinely, as local member, I couldn't have been proud of all the people who have worked so hard on this project. It'll be a great build. May your weather be good, and let's get this done quickly because the community really needs it. Thank you so much. Thanks to Council.
So I want to reiterate what Rob said. You know, the council has been a fantastic group of people to work with. Ray and his team and Jude and so many people over so many years have worked with Bryce. It doesn't seem fair that I'm the one standing up here today. It really should be Bryce that's standing up here today as the president before me, because he's the one that really worked so hard on this. And Alan is going to give us a bit of history on that. But also, I just want to say thank you. The Kane team have been fantastic so far, and I think it's going to be a great partnership between us and the council and Kane, where everything seems to be going well. Power's still on, so things are going just perfectly. So Alan's going to talk. Alan, as Rob mentioned, is a life member at the club, and I think that it's pertinent that he talks today. Thanks, Al.
All right, thank you, Paula, and thanks everybody. I think one of the unfortunate things about going fourth, fifth, whatever, is I'm going to repeat some things that people have already said, but I think people deserve the applause. So, good afternoon to everybody, and particularly to Rob Stokes, our local member, and Michael Regan. Where is he? Hiding over there, from Northern Beaches Council, and all the representatives, all the other people who have had a stake in this endeavour. As Paula said, I'm a life member, I'm a former president, former NIPPERS chairman, and we've got a few others here that have done the same. And I've been on this journey for 34 years here at the club, which gives you an indication of how long I'm going to talk to you for now, so hopefully not. But when I joined the executive the first time in 1995, the then president was George Cooper, and at that time he was already talking to the council, trying to talk them into giving us a new surf club. Those discussions lapsed when I took over from George Cooper, I have to confess. We got concentrated on other things like trying to find some money. But the discussions lapsed until they were revived by Ralph Stanell and David Sinclair, we called Jock, back in 2012. Ralph set up the new committee to get this going. And the committee then included Andrew Yorth, Greg Watt, myself, Dibby, and of course Bryce Munro, who Paula and others have mentioned. And turn the page. I'll try.
Trying to get it? Give me the first one.
Got it. All right. So Bryce, you know, I think
only
people
10
have
more
already said,
pages, so it's
yeah, his huge and ongoing commitment to this project has got us to where we are today, I think, and it's a pity he's not here. But I think, as I've indicated already, good things don't really happen that quickly. In 2012, would you believe, because I was looking it all up last night, we set up what we called our Future Fund, and we started fundraising for a new surf club. In 2014, we then entered into an MOU with the then Pittwater Council, and we committed to contributing $500,000 worth of the members' money towards a rebuild. In 2015, in December, the council then passed a resolution to support the rebuilding of the surf club. But I don't think anyone knew where all the money was coming from in those days. But 5.5 years later, it's now coming to reality, and that's thanks in no small part to the support of the state government and through Rob Stokes, and from the Northern Beaches Council through Michael Regan and others. If you bear with me, I'm going to go through a bit more of history. So why did we need a new surf club? I mean, the members here will know why, but the club, as Rob indicated, started, the current club anyway, 99 years ago. It was founded by the Olympian Freddie Lane, who was Australia's first ever gold medal winner in the pool at the Olympics. And the club's had 3 surf club buildings in that 99 years, including the one that's just disappeared. And each one of them were actually built by the members. The last one was built in 1969, and you have to say, when it was built, it met the needs of the membership 53 years ago. Back then, there were no female lifesavers, there were no kids, there were no nippers, and there were no IRBs, there were no jet skis, there were no quad bikes. In fact, apart from the skull cap, I don't think we even had patrol uniforms back then. So, and when I joined in 1988, which is a bit later than that, thank God, but we had a total of 52 bronze medallion holders on patrol. And John Dibbs there was the club captain at the time, managing the patrolling of the beach, so he'll remember that. We did a lot of patrols in those days. Yeah. Today, to give you a comparison, we've now got well over 1,200 members, including over 400 children and nippers. We've got over 200 members doing patrols. And to go with that, we've got all the equipment, the training, the education, the competition gear, the compliance, the administration that goes with a club of that size in this current period. And in that period also, the patronage of this beach has expanded exponentially. I think partly, as Rob said, because we're straight at the end of Mona Vale Road and we've got a big car park. Well, we did have it. Some of it's gone. But so it's the first port of call for many people. So in short, the old building, apart from, I think, being at risk of falling down,
Which it did, fell on Dave's head one day.
it could no longer meet the needs of the members or the community. In fact, for many years we had a hall in the surf club we used to rent out to the public for community events. Eventually that got taken over with boat storage, gym gear, everything, because we didn't have the space. So the community facilities in the club up until this year ended up being very poor. I mean, you wouldn't have wanted to rent the place out for a wedding or anything if you wanted, if you tried.
We did.
But we did, yeah. Well, we had to make money somehow, right? So what we've now got, I think, is where am I? Yeah, hopefully that's the last page. If not, you've
got lucky.
missed a page. That's lucky. Right. So anyway, we're now at a point where we got something really exciting to look forward to. A modern, architecturally designed building. It's going to be a fantastic facility for the surf club, for all the members and the families that are part of it, and it really is a family business these days, surf clubs. And most importantly, I think, as somebody already said, it's going to be a facility that the Mona Vale community and the wider community can be proud of. It's going to be something that everyone's going to be able to get benefit from. And also, of course, all those people from far and wide who come to the beach. So, you know, over the years, over any year, a season, we do literally hundreds and hundreds of preventative actions, first aid treatments, serious rescues down here, and you know, that's all down to our volunteer members, and I think they're really going to appreciate this facility, and the community is going to gain the benefit from that. So this is all going to come to fruition significantly in our 100th year of existence, so it's going to be a hell of a party next year, I think. So I just want to finish by saying thanks to everybody that's here today and everyone else who's contributed to getting to this where it is now. Thank you.
Thanks, Alan.